Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you will all be fine. If you remember, we did the kinds of pronouns in the previous lecture, and I told you by the end of the lecture that in the next lecture, inshallah Ta'ala, we are going to start with the practice sentences regarding all the kinds of pronouns we did on that day. So I hope that you must have gone through all the practice sentences, all the kinds of pronouns with their examples. If you have gone through them, if you have understood all the concepts very well, so it will be easy for you people just to identify all the just kinds of pronouns in the lecture we are going to have today. As you can see on your screen, we have practice sentences regarding the kinds of pronouns. I am young. I is the first person pronoun. She hurt herself. Herself is acting as an object over here. So this is a reflexive pronoun. They themselves admitted the mistake. Themselves is just here just to put the emphasis. So this is intensive pronoun. Some are born great. Some is acting as an indefinite pronoun. Both cars are good. Both is following a noun, which is cars over here. So both is acting as a indefinite adjective over here. Such was not my intention. Such is acting as an indefinite pronoun over here. Do whatever you like. Whatever is a compound relative pronoun because it is a compound expression and it is acting as a conjunction or character over here. Each of the boys gets the prize, each, every, either, neither. They are the distributive pronouns. I met Ali who had just returned, who is acting as a relative pronoun over here. This car is mine. Mine is giving us the sense of possession. So this is possessive pronoun. The two men hate each other. I told you people that whenever you have to talk about two, so each other will be used. And whenever you have to talk about more than two people, so one another will be used. So in this case, this each other is acting as a reciprocal pronoun. Then we come to some other sentences. In all these sentences, who, whom, what, which, and whose. They are all the interrogative pronouns because they are just there in the sentences to ask the question. I saw myself in the mirror. I saw whom or I saw what. So myself and yourself in both of these sentences, they are acting as an object, so they are reflexive pronouns. The cat licked what? Itself. So itself, herself, himself, ourselves, yourself, and themselves. If you see and you read out all these sentences, they are all the words which are acting as an object in a sentence. So they are all reflexive pronouns. Then we come to the next example. I made the doll's house myself. Now, I made the doll's house. It was a complete sentence. It means that myself is just over here, just to put the emphasis in the sentence, just to put the emphasis over the subject pronoun, that is I. Did you read the document yourself? The locality wasn't bad, but the house itself was awful. He recommended the book though he hadn't read it himself. She spoke to me herself. We did all the work ourselves. You yourself wanted to attend the program. The organization themselves offered to help the refugees. It means that in all these sentences, the underlined self words, they are just there to put the emphasis. Otherwise, without them, the sentence was complete meaningful. Then we come to some other just practice sentences. The person who called me last evening is your teacher. It means that who is acting as a relative pronoun. The lady whom you were talking to is the CEO of my company, whom is again acting as a relative pronoun. The boy whose arm is broken is my friend. Whose and that, they are the relative pronouns. The building that the corporation wants to demolish is not occupied. That is again acting as a relative pronoun. The police inspected the car. This is one idea. which had been smashed in the accident, the other idea, and which is acting as a connector, so it is a relative pronoun. Peace delivered to parcel to whomever is at home, whomever he met, he made friends with, whomever is acting as a compound relative pronoun because it is a compound expression. So whoever and whomever, they are compound relative pronouns. Nobody came to see our play. Nobody and none in both of these sentences. They are indefinite pronouns because they are simply talking in general. They are not talking about anybody in particular. So I hope that you are simply recalling all the kinds of pronouns which we did in the last lecture. Everybody is going home for the holidays except me. The thieves took everything in the electronics shop. So everybody, everything, nothing, none, nobody. These are all these words which are used as indefinite pronouns. Either and neither. I told you people that we have four distributive pronouns, each, every, and either and neither. So whenever we have each or every, either or neither in a sentence, so they will be used as a distributive pronoun. We are going on vacation. We is first person pronoun. Don't tell me that you can't go with us. That is acting as a relative pronoun. Anybody who says it won't be spared, anybody is acting as a just indefinite pronoun. Then we have some more practice sentences over here. I told you in the last lecture about the demonstrative pronouns, and they were this, that, these, and those. So in the first sentence, in this sentence, these are terribly steep stairs. These is acting as a demonstrative pronoun. We ran into each other at the mall. Suppose each other is underlined over there in the MCQ, so it is a reciprocal pronoun. I'm not sure which is worse, rain or snow. So which is acting as a relative pronoun over here. It is one of the nicest Italian restaurants in town. If it is underlined over here, so it is third person pronoun. Richard stared at himself. Richard stared at whom or what. So himself is acting as a reflexive pronoun. Someone spilled orange juice all over the counter shop. So someone is acting as a relative pronoun over. Sorry, someone is acting as an indefinite pronoun over here because it is simply talking in general. So I hope, guys, that you must have understood all the concepts and all the kinds of pronouns very well with the help of these practice sentences. Because these practice sentences, they will help you out how you have to identify the kinds of pronouns in your MCQs paper. Most of the students, they get confused over here, but after going through all these practice sentences, you will just feel yourself very confident and you will be able just to identify them with a great ease. So before you attend the next lecture, that would be about the kinds of adjectives. You must be very clear about the pronouns because the kinds of pronouns and the kinds of adjectives, they are very close to each other. If you know the pronouns, just the kinds of adjectives would be easy for you to understand. Still, if you don't understand anything or you haven't understood anything, you can simply just inform me in the just comment section. So, inshallah ta'ala, next time I will come with the next lecture that would be about um the kinds of adjectives. So, may God bless you all and keep you in His kind care. Allah Hafiz.